Alright guys, so today's video doesn't exactly go as planned. We were attending VIR's annual holiday lap event, it's a charity event, and we've done this for about 8 years in a row. Every car I've owned, I've done this event with. And basically, coming around the back stretch, I believe turn 6, it was a little bit damp out. You can tell by the windshield it had just barely sprinkled just a little bit for a couple minutes. I was going much slower than I was in the previous sessions. And it might be hard to kind of tell on camera given this car doesn't have a muffler, it's very loud. But I was probably going about 70 to 80 and just hitting the turn. I think the wheels just slightly hit that bump on the inside turn. And that was enough to just off-center the car, and the ground must have been just that much enough slickness, and split second, the car was spinning around. So previous sessions during the day it was dry out, and that same section you can do about 90 to 100 pretty easily, but I was doing the same lines I've done for many, many years, same lines I had done that morning, and I was even doing it slower on this time, and is what it is. At the end of the day, my wife and I are fine, which is all that matters. This is just a car, material item. We're gonna fix it, but here's today's video, which should have been such an awesome time. My friend and my brother and I just joining, having a fun time at the track, doing some relatively casual track day laps. It wasn't a race, it wasn't competitive. There was no helmets, it was no passing. Nice brisk pace, I would say. Highway speeds, a little bit more than that is kind of the pace of these charity laps. And that's kind of is what it is. So here's the rest of the video. Kind of unfortunate, obviously, but here you guys go. One way to wake up, a V10 cold start. Wow, that makes some noise, but gosh, she looks so good this morning. This is day 5 with the Lamborghini. Quick gas stop now. And now time to get to VIR. All right guys, we have made it to VIR. We got the Lambo, we got the GTS, and the R8. The Stormtroopers gonna have some fun now. So with that said, let's take the Lambo on the track, and after today, we will have done 1,000 miles in 5 days. First time experiencing this car on a racetrack. We've been on VIR many, many times, all the way from the Genesis Coupe days. So that is wild. I think about 8 years ago, first time here in the Genesis. All right, going into the first turn. So flat in the turn. Man, handle's so tight. I love the transmission. I love that. Oh, it's so cool. Like, it beats you up a little bit. It gives you that rawness that I love. There are some similarities with the GTR, how it's raw, not as fast, but this thing is so quick. It's so much quicker than I thought. Sounds incredible. My favorite part right here. One drawback, the paddles are so tiny, you kind of have to move your hand around. But other than that, though, I mean, it's so much fun. And we got the track right there. We got a good pace for session number 1 right now. Yeah, I love when you get into the acceleration, that V10 just pulls so well. It is such a smooth power delivery, and then I love the interruptions with the E-gear. I love the E-gear. And this car does have a titanium exhaust. I knew it had an aftermarket one, but then looking at it, it looks to be titanium. All right, this is my favorite section. I have a slow car up here though. Man, that sounds so good. Stretch its legs a little bit. All right, into the downhill. This is like several stories elevation change. Like in Corsa mode, transmission is as quick as it possibly can go. Alright, let's get on to the uphill snake. We'll downshift a little bit. Alright, so you guys, I don't know how much of that you had on camera. We're gonna regroup before we start talking again, because this was a huge change in plans here. Well guys, that did not go as planned, as you can tell. Thankfully my wife and I are fine, just it is what it is. Obviously we got a little bit on camera. We weren't going crazy fast, we were pretty much going straight. I think just the slight slickness in the ground or something. I don't know, it definitely is a freak accident, I would say. Within a split second, it was just smoke and sideways. So, I don't know, but obviously now means a rebuild for the channel. But yeah, 5 days. Mind-blowing, quite honestly. I really don't know what else to say. I'm still in disbelief. We got checked out with the ambulance people and all that stuff, and we're fine, just obviously pretty mind-blowing at the same time. Alright guys, so about 3 hours has passed now. Mike was in 2 cars behind me, and obviously you guys already saw, we got it on film.
Not intentionally.
Yeah, not intentionally, but basically we're coming out of the turn and not like pedal to the floor flooring it, but the tail end just came out.
Yeah, it happened so fast. It was so crazy to see, because that was our second, I mean, we've been coming here 8 years, but that was our second session for the day, lap 3 or 4.
Yeah.
In the same turn, just going through like we do. It can be a pretty high pace section, but it happened so fast. I saw you go out sideways. I was thinking you could bring it back, but
literally as soon as,
like on ice skate, like
it was a split second, and all I see is smoke on the right side and backwards going towards tires.
It was crazy to see in person. I don't think I've seen something like that in front of me before.
I've never been in a car accident, and I wrecked my dream car 5 days later. However, looking at the damage, honestly, I think as of now the plan will be to rebuild it. I think this is salvageable. If we look at a lot of it, we got to figure out what is up with the axle control arm to see what is going on there. This piece, obviously,
but
this
the frame,
corner.
like the frame, the engine, it runs, everything.
There are no check engine lights, the front end lift works.
Yeah.
This is all tire, and realistically, it's just a dent here, and then this piece right here. All of that is lined up nicely. So while it looks bad, honestly, I think it is mostly visual. I think structurally it's perfectly fine. No airbags went off, only the one little corner window blew out. Obviously, rear bumper. This is all plastic. Spoiler is a little messed up as well. Nothing on the left side is wrong. Even right here, this is all fine. Wheels are good, calipers are good. The doors open perfectly fine. Like, it runs, it works. Just a lot of mechanical, or not mechanical.
You want a new thumbnail holding the bumper?
Yeah, really. But, so that's that.
Yeah.
Definitely didn't see that coming. I was completely dazed as soon as it happened. I didn't even know what to think. Like, obviously this is crazy, but
look at the glass right here.
yeah, there's
Made it
so
all
much
the way into here.
There's so much glass inside the car from just this window, which we've already taped up. I think the mirror got hit into there, and I think that's why the mirror, or why that broke. But I think fundamentally a lot of it actually will be able to be fixed. When you look at all the structure here, this is fine. The actual bumper is perfectly fine. So I think it's doable. I think it's fixable. We're gonna come tomorrow, trailer it home, and then we're gonna start rebuilding it. So first thing will be get the wheel off and figure out what it's broken there, and then it'll roll and drive, and then it's just cosmetic from there. So that will be the plan.
I mean, once we get it rolling,
it drives.
Everything else should be fine.
There's a small leak up front. I would assume coolant from the one radiator up there, but
yeah, engine is fine.
Yeah,
so.
Literally no check engine lights or anything like that. So that's today's adventure. Yeah, it'll be an interesting build. Obviously incredibly sad this happened. I don't know. I'm I'm glad my wife and I are fine though. That's definitely the biggest thing. But yeah.
Get it tomorrow.
5 days ownership, 18-year dream.
Yeah.
And now it's going to be a rebuild. So it is what it is. It is just a material item, like I've said. But we'll fix it, and it'll be just as good as new. So that's it for today's video. Please subscribe. Help us fund this build, because I don't know what it's going to cost, but we will figure it out. We'll get it done, and that is the fate of the Lambo. We'll see what tomorrow holds for us, but that's the plan. We'll fix it, and we'll go from there.